Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. All right. The other guy that they missed on, who actually
Yep.
ended up at your, I'm calling him your Indiana Hoosiers from
Yeah.
now on, is
Yeah.
Mackenzie Mgbako.
Yep.
He committed to Indiana on, I guess it was Friday night. Top 10 prospect, a guy that you said at one point could be the number one player in the class. Didn't have a great senior season, senior spring, didn't play great at the McDonald's All-American games, been going through some stuff, was committed to Duke when Filipowski and Mitchell both said that they were coming back. He was the guy that was like, yeah, you know what? This isn't going to necessarily work out for me. Reopened his recruitment. Louisville, St. John's, Kansas, and Indiana. And he ended up picking the Hoosiers over the Jayhawks at the end of the day. So right now, Indiana's lineup looks something like this, most likely. Xavier Johnson, Trey Galloway, Mgbako,
Yep.
Malik Renew, Khalil Ware, probably.
Yes.
Those three guys. I guess let's start with this. Can Mgbako play the three? Is he a wing or is he a big, like a
I think he's a
four?
4. I think he's a 4. I've said that since I first saw him play. I've seen him now for a couple summers. And again, like you said, I thought a summer ago, I would have taken him ahead of DJ Wagner. And there was no number one guy at that point, right? Isaiah Collier turned into maybe a number one guy. Kid Williams going to Colorado, number one, but there's not a number one guy in this class. But Mgbako was a guy I really liked because I thought, he was a 4 who could really make shots, was skilled, played the right way. And then he fell off this past year. And I saw him in the McDonald's game, and he wasn't good. He was not good. I think he played well at the Jordan Brand. But, yeah, my biggest question mark with Indiana is, again, is Mike Woodson coaching and putting together teams like he's coaching in the 90s? That's my biggest worry. Now, again, I'm not saying Renew and Ware are like plotting bigs. They're not. But can they step out and make shots from 3? I'm not convinced of that. I think the spacing might be ugly on the court if you try to play those 3 together. Defensively, they should be fine. And Xavier Johnson and Galloway have to make shots. And maybe they will. But, again, Xavier Johnson coming back from an injury. Galloway's only done it for a short period of time, and I like them both. But my big thing these days is all about, like, not just accumulating talent. Because, again, the same problem exists for me at Kentucky in a way. Do the pieces fit together? The pieces fit together at UConn last year. They fit together. I don't know if they fit together in Indiana or Kentucky completely.
Our partner for today's episode is Athletic Greens. I started taking AG1 during the college basketball season, and I loved the impact that it had on my energy levels. I'm a big coffee in the morning guy, but by the time that the afternoon would hit, I needed another boost. AG1 helped me tremendously, especially on those days when I didn't want to get up off the couch and go hit the gym. Their tagline is AG1 is comprehensive health and the power of habit in one. And man, that could not be more true. It's nearly impossible to eat and drink in a healthy manner in the month of February and the month of March when you are in my business. And AG1 was exactly the supplement that I needed to improve my gut health and cover my nutritional basis for the day. I've continued that into April. I've continued that into May, and I'm going to continue that the rest of the summer. All I have to do is mix a scoop of AG1 with some water or maybe add it into a smoothie, and I'm ready to go. Do it after lunch, and you'll be ready to go for the rest of the day. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/field68. That's field 68 FIELD, the number 6, the number 8, and you can get yours now. So check it out and help support this show. Thanks. I think that you can squint and they do fit together fairly well. It's not. Let's put it this way. I'm worried about the way that stuff is going to fit at Kentucky. I'm not quite as concerned about the way this stuff is going to fit at Indiana. It's not an ideal situation to basically have like 3 guys that are all in that kind of 4, somewhere in the on the spectrum of 4 to 5, right, in your starting lineup. But I also think that there's a world where like one of those guys can come off the bench. You know what I mean? Like if Mgbako gets beat out in practice and ends up being your sixth man,
I would
like
agree.
there's worse things in the world than being able to say, all right, depending on who we're playing, we can bring this top 10 prospect off the bench and we can either slot him into the 3 if we need to go big. If Malik Renew gets in foul trouble, put him at the 4, and all of a sudden we can kind of play 5 out, or you can bring him in and move Renew to the 5 and you got a mismatched 4-man in there. So I do think he gives you a little bit of lineup flexibility.
Maybe like
but
Caleb Banks, like he's one that I kind of liked in spurts last year. You know, can Caleb Banks kind of take a jump? Because they lost a couple of those wings that, you know, Tamar Bates was supposed to, Geronimo, they were both kind of showed flashes, and obviously Miller Kopp's gone. They need, I'm with you. I actually think Mgbako coming off the bench early, especially, would be the best thing for this team.
You know what else could be really interesting? If they started Gabe Cupps alongside Xavier Johnson. You
I
don't
don't
think
think
he's
they're
going
going to be able to. I don't think he's ready for that. And you know, I think I love him, but I think he's a good backup as a freshman.
Yeah. I will say this though, if you get good Xavier Johnson, if you get the guy that what we saw like at the end of his, I guess it was his junior year, the end of the 2022 season, you get that dude for a year and put him next to a guy like Trey Galloway, who like you said, I don't know if you love Trey Galloway.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
I love that dude. I think
he
is an absolutely perfect college role player. And I think that he's going to be very, very good and very important for Indiana, because you need guys that will go out there and do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Like you got your stars, you got your rebounders, you got your defenders, you got some shot makers. You need a guy that can do all the other stuff, and he can do all the other stuff. And he's got a great flow. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field 68 content.